Don't stop. And I know you know, because ever since we met, you've been saving a certain amount. So
Yeah.
I know I have an idea of what it looks like. You was like, damn, I started this, and I bet you it's still contemplating.
Yeah,
Started just a little bit earlier, I could have even more money.
yeah. I tell you, no, for real. I told DJ one day or whatever. I say, man, like I say if I did it all over again, I wouldn't have got that car. Like I could tell you or whatever, like that, because that's just cutting into my millions. I needed to have a $30,000 car. I ain't need that.
Me neither. I followed
I
you.
bought another car and I had a car. It ain't even make no sense. And I'm renting an apartment. They ain't even make sense.
I
That's
followed you.
ignorant.
See, I see you with a new car. I want a car. You
know what I'm
go
saying?
get rims. I want rims.
Well, man, like if I knew it, but like DJ said something clear right there, and you see, we create that environment or whatever, like you know what I mean, like we want to do it, and the dominoes just fall all around us or whatever. We all fall into the same trap. So
I think
like,
Jonathan wasn't with us that when we was in our early 20s, but everybody else on here, all of us had a car with rims on there. Same trend.
Waste of money.
Waste of money. Would go get beat.
Yeah.
I was thinking about going to put some beat in my car. Luckily,
Waste of money. Waste of money.
A little more hole.
Waste of money. And don't get wrong, I was still putting money away, but that could have been more money. Like I could have just stayed chilling. Like it's just a waste of money. Like
yeah. So with that, I definitely take option B. Unless I was 80 right now, then I'd take option A. Mm-hmm. But yeah, for sure, it's option B. You'd be crazy if you just want to live just for the money, man. Like I'm saying, you can do a lot with getting $100,000 a year, even though that's not a lot. Because to be in the 1%, I think it's like $897,000 like that you gotta be making a year to just be in the 1% in the world. But as long as you're investing, doing like I'm telling you, then of course you can get to that.
You can get that, yeah.
Of course, it's option B for me.
I tell you what, man, you can keep both of them. Give me the connections of the billionaires. And
I like that. I like that, Ricky.
Network, the people in the $100,000 club, and I think I can make 10 times that or 100 times that over again with those connections and networks. So you can keep both of them, and I create my own rules.
But you might need that 100,000 to get into them clubs. Some of them clubs cost you. I'm telling you, but it's good for you. It's good to pay for it.
I tell them, let me borrow a small loan of $1 million.
I think I'm taking option B too. Like, and my answer ain't even based on the money or whatever. Like, cause I feel like I got a good understanding of it now or whatever. So like, you can tell me I'm gonna get to $40,000 a year or whatever, and I think I got a good handle on what I need to do or whatever. Like, I think I value my time here on Earth and be able to spend time with my family and friends more than any dollar amount for me personally. Yeah.
I don't know about living to 100, but give me to 90. I'm good. But yeah.
if God want to give me 130, I'm gonna take it.
As long as I can walk and move around. Yeah. You rolling me up to a baseball game and I can't close my eye. I'm drooling on myself and everything.
Yeah, if back to going to your mind, like if you could you might need to live to 100 to develop your kid correctly or those around you correctly. You understand? Yeah. So keep your body as healthy as you can, but also make sure your mind is healthy. Stay reading, stay in tune to stuff, stay trying to stimulate your mind. You will have so much, and that's another part of development. When you have your grandparents and your parents around, and then you have both. This is, God damn it, the heavens just told me this. Okay, so you have a child. This is the damage that is done, or what you could miss out on when you don't have both parents. So if you have both parents, you get both parents' wisdom. You get 2 sets of grandparents. That's more wisdom, and then you get just that little circle alone will give you so much wealth of knowledge and development. How could you not succeed? It's like, and you have a balance of so many minds. How could you not succeed? This is why when when we grow up with a single parent home, you missing out on a lot of knowledge. Not it's not so much the money, but you missing out on the transition of life and how to live life correctly and have a higher quality of life. Like
Jonathan,
they missed that.
hey, you said a whole lot, right? I done said it
Well
every,
said,
I done
man.
said
Well
every
said.
episode. Every
Right.
episode, I keep telling you.
Right. Well said. I know that was part of the reason why I was a late bloomer, because I was with a single parent. It was hard, you know. She's struggling to take care of her. She ain't had time to put that energy into teaching me this, and this. So
Yeah.
I feel you, man. I ain't
Challenging,
had
man.
my grandparents around, so trust me.
Yeah. I say it makes a difference, man. Like it's
Oh yeah.
clear cut, man. Like it changes the dynamic of a family, man. Like both parents or whatever, like they're like, you can't argue with that one. So for our last question, and then it's just kind of a general overview. You can deep dive into it as deep as you want to. Has your idea of money and money management changed since you were 18?
Yes.
Mine, like I said, with my sister, my guy, I didn't even think about that at 18. 18, I'm spending.
Mm-hmm.
My mindset is definitely, if I had the same mindset right now, man, shit, I'd probably be underneath the bridge right now. Tell you the truth, you know, my mindset at 18 was crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Club, money was just money. Oh man, I make it. Now it's all about saving, where to put it. So yeah, my mindset definitely has changed since 18. It's changing every day. Every day I'm trying to learn where to put money at. So yeah.
Yeah, mine's probably stayed the same, man. Probably by the age of 16, man, I started just self-teaching and trying to understand financial literacy, man. I built a pyramid. I was like 20 years old, and like at the top of that pyramid, it had like I think it was $100 billion, man. I was like 20.
Mm-hmm.
And I put at the top of the pyramid $100 billion by like 2025. And like right underneath that, because I grew up watching Batman, like, and that's probably what saved my life. Like, he owned like 33 businesses in a cartoon, and like he would like go out with his family,
Mm-hmm.
and like he would have money, but he would also find ways to like reinvent himself or like reinvest his money in the cartoon episodes. And no matter how much time like a person kicked his ass, he still focused on his business. And so like just I started Googling or like typing in on the internet what those businesses were. And like just I was like, okay, I might have this by 2025, like even at the age of 20. So like I think my mindset just only evolved to see like more clearly that I can obtain those things, and then also like what do people look like in real life that have those things, and how do they cherish life and their family and time with them. So they read a lot of books, man. So I read a lot of books. But yeah, stayed the same but evolved.
So I'm kind of in the middle. So like I think I'm along the lines of like it has changed, but I feel like I'm with Ricky. I feel like I kind of evolved. So when I factor in like when I first started working, I think when I was like probably like 14 or 15, just doing like the job co-op program, I had a good understanding of as a man, I need to go out and make money and learn how to provide and get an income and learn to pay bills. But I think probably about 5 to 7 years past that time frame or whatever, like my idea of, I guess, money changed. I think money was always my number one or whatever, like on my list of things or whatever, like I didn't have like God first in my life. I don't think I had money valued at this high level or whatever, like and what I started to realize is that the same people that was doing the same thing, they spend a lifetime chasing it and never got enough of it, like, or just end up being right back at your starting point or whatever, just based on choices made because they didn't have a purpose for it. You know what I mean? So I think when I started finding more purpose for my life, money started to flow a little easier for me. So I don't get caught up in like trying to find it. I guess it kind of like approaches me or whatever. Like I focus more on a vision for what I want to have in my life and like try to be great at that thing or whatever. And like money kind of works out for me or whatever. Like I'm not caught up in like just chasing money or whatever. Like it just like the way I set my lifestyle up, I think managing my lifestyle or whatever, like kind of money doesn't have such a high influence on me. Like I know it's when I get my money, I know exactly what I want to do with it now, whatever, like whatever. I know I want to put it here. I know I want to put it there, whatever. I know I want to take care of this person or whatever. So I think I guess I kind of like I guess I kind of evolved or whatever how I'm viewing it now.
Yeah, that makes sense. I would have to say it changed because it's so many, so much information out here, so many books I done read. How my mind couldn't stay the same about what money is, how to use it, how to handle it, how to grow it. And also I think what I wanted to do in my life made that change. Like I don't people be like, oh, let's go to the NFL, but we don't ever think about being the owner of a team
That's right.
or not playing in the NFL. Like I was talking to somebody and they was like, the coach told their kid that the kid sucked. Need to be a trainer. And I was like, and they asked me, is that bad? And I was like, no, it might not be bad because the world is telling you how how they feel about your kid. The world is giving back to them what they feel like it is. Like if your kid was great, they would start. So the coach wouldn't be able to tell that kid that. But also take in being the trainer. Those people that be on the sidelines and the doctors and stuff, they getting paid too.
Yeah.
I think they need to look at those people who are in the spotlight, like being a manager, you still get all the perks, you still front row, you still get the meet.
But you know what I think it is, Jonathan? I think it's a culture thing, man. When I look at kids, I don't think it's actually even about the money. It's about the idea of people knowing I have money is why they want to be football players. The owners, they not publicized or whatever. Like some people may know them. Some people favorite teams, they don't know who the owner is or whatever. Like some people favorite teams or whatever. We don't know who these personal trainers and all these guys is. They're making money, but we don't know them. Like if you out in public, you don't acknowledge them like, hey, that's such and such right there or whatever. Like, but you know those football players, you know those basketball players. And I think kids today falling in love with the idea of being a person that everybody knows has money.
Yeah, I never wanted to be that guy. Especially growing up by me, and I didn't know I got no paper.
Same.
No, not at all. You don't
I try to stay out the way. Shit.
Yeah.
I ain't got nothing.
I also want to say one thing that my mentor tell me all the time. I say the reason my mindset changed. He always tell me this every time. Every time I meet with him, he gonna tell me this every time. Daniel, trade your time for money. That's how my mindset changed. Meaning, you go. I ain't saying nothing wrong with having an hourly job, nothing like this. But this is just a example. You have an hourly job. They say you make $20 an hour. You put a cap on you put a cap on your money. That means all you can make is no matter how good you is or no matter how lousy you is, all you can make is $20 an hour. You got to think about that. Now, if you worry about your time, you can go make that $20 in 20, 30 minutes. If you know what you're doing, you know how to do it. You got a plan. So that's my biggest way of my mind changing is trading my time for money. Like he always tell me that, like your time is more important than money. The money will come if you look at that. You got to think about that. I used to think about that. I started thinking about that. I was like, man, he right. I used to be the best worker. Me and Ricky had some jobs, and I know I used to work harder than Ricky. He making the same money. Ricky, we used to work at this job. We used to work at this job, BAE. I mean, how old were we, Ricky? Probably like what?
Early
no,
20s.
real. This is a serious. This is serious. How old were we, Ricky?
Probably
was
like
y'all was about 20. Shit, I remember.
20?
Yeah.
Me, Ricky, and Chris, we worked the same job. Same amount of money. Ricky and Chris played all day long. Ricky sprang Chris in the eye with that thing Lifesol or whatever it's called in his eyes. I'm over there working. I'm grinding. I'm talking about leaving work gray, everything, bro. And at the end of the day, we was making the same amount of money. So it's just
you learned the lesson though in that or whatever.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, cause you was allowing somebody else to tell you your value, and it was
telling me
they
my value.
Yeah.
Even though at that point our value was good, and we were making some big money, but still to be 20. But I started looking at that. I was like, damn, you true. That's true, man. Like, no matter, you can be a sorry worker, you can be the worst worker, or you can be a hard worker. They tell you you're gonna make $20. That's all you make. You might get a bonus or something later on, but still, that's my biggest thing. Is just your time is important, man.
But I think for a majority of people, like especially early on, like teenage, like early teens up to 20 or whatever, I think it's actually good for them to work under somebody, to understand what the bottom looks like, right? Like this, I think you should be able to see things from all levels. Like, I think it's what company I think that does it well is McDonald's or whatever. McDonald's allows you to work there so many years, and then you have access to go and buy a franchise or whatever. Like, it's a reason behind why they do that or whatever, because you have a good understanding of the business dynamic of what they're doing or whatever.
Yeah.
So I think it's benefits to it outside of, if you take the money away from it, is what I'm saying or whatever. Like, it's benefits to it or whatever. So
yeah,
I agree with what DJ was saying, man. Jordan Peterson always talks about this: is get the damn thing done, like get it done. And then he comes through and he said, how much is your time worth? He said, are you a $50 an hour person? Or you're a $100 an hour person? How much is your time worth to you right now? So if you're talking on the phone, you might edit this out. You on Pornhub, like whatever you doing, like how much time and money did that just cost you? If you're a $50 an hour person, and if you waste your time playing video games, then you just wasted $300. So at the same time, if you're sitting there talking to people about what you need to do and what you want to do, how much is your time value per day? And once you establish that, then you can not only spend better time more efficiently, you also take time to spend time with your family, because at some point you're like, nah, man, I need time to myself, man. I'm worth $1,000, bro. And your conversation is worth 2 cents. So I'm gonna go kick it over here. But if we value like what we want to be in life, then I think we use our time more efficiently as well. So I definitely agree with what DJ said, man.
Yeah.
I agree with y'all on that one, but I also want to play devil's advocate with that. Somebody is gonna have to trade their time for money. Somebody. Even if you have a business, you gonna need somebody to work with you to trade your time for money. So when they throw that out there, they make everybody seem like they're supposed to be entrepreneurs. Everybody don't want to be that. And I think that's like even that trading your time for money is a new concept. I've never heard that back in the Gap when we was working. I never heard that.
Yeah.
So
even still, like, it's still, for some people, it needs to be stability there. Some people gonna have to be an entrepreneur while maintaining a stable job as well. So it's just like the circumstances is different. Like, the circumstances is different. Like it just, it depends. It varies person to person. I see value in both sides. That's what I see.
Yeah, there's entrepreneurs and there's workers. You can be a worker, but you just gotta know where to put your money at. You can be an entrepreneur and you just want to be that. You want to be that leader. Everybody's not made to be an entrepreneur. You can't be. No matter how. There's some people that can try and fail. It's just they don't believe.
Yeah,
don't believe
I'm with you. Yeah, I'm with you. And DJ, another thing I had to think about is, like, I think the level of entrepreneurship you're trying to pursue as well. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like some people, level of entrepreneurship they're trying to achieve may not they might not be looking like to be international or touch masses and stuff like that. They may just want to open up a food truck that they open up on the weekends or whatever. They still entrepreneur or whatever, but they just trying to bring in a little extra income to supplement some of their bills or whatever. So I think it's just, that's why I say I think it just varies person to person.
Yeah, and I'm not saying everybody has to be one. Trust me, I'm not, because like I said, I got my own business, and trust me, I'm not there trying to hire people to do things. Of course, so you need workers, like you said, you do. Ain't nothing wrong with it. Like if a worker come to me and I try to, and they was like, hey man, I try to tell them, hey, put your money here, put your money here. If you want to work, put your money here. But hey, that's what I need. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah, yeah, but I just think they just throw out the idea that like stop trading your time for money, and
but
it's like you try to make that person, not you,
nah, even with
somebody
that, I'm
else.
just trying to say like you don't have to be an entrepreneur, but your time is way more important than money. I mean, to
Of
me,
course,
like now that
of
I
course,
see that,
Yeah,
to me,
that's true.
of course. But you can't get around that. That's the way the system is set up. And if you don't like the system, then we need to hurry up and get out of it as fast as we can. But even the entrepreneur needs the system to work for them.
Yeah, I was
yeah,
just about to say that because, like, if you listen to some entrepreneur stories early on, you would tell them they were going days without sleeping. Like, you don't hear that part of it. Like, you know what I mean? Taking caffeine pills and all type of stuff or whatever. So, like it's kind of like how you viewing the glass, is it half full, half empty, or whatever. Like,
yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, you gotta be working towards a purpose. I guess that's what I'm gonna say on that or whatever. Like,
correct.
you can start on either side and get to either side. That's what I say.
Yeah, yeah. That's where it comes in. I think that's where mindset, and you make your money do all the heavy lifting.
Yeah.
Every dollar that you make,
Respect.
if you
Yeah.
invest it into something,
Yeah.
that's where you really get your most bang for your buck. That's where you buy your freedom at.
Yeah.
It's
Because if
not
you ain't get no
necessarily
assets, I don't care what side,
yeah.
Yeah,
man.
yeah, of
Mhm.
course.
Robert
You gotta have your money
Kiyosaki told us
somewhere.
that.
Yeah, yeah. You gotta be buying something. You buy some land, you gotta buy some land or something. You gotta put
Yeah.
your money somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I
Entrepreneur.
think a lot of things aren't valued correctly. So when they say with the idea of don't trade your time for money, okay, that can't be measured. So why is we trying to measure that with this little mind frame that we have? The food that you buy at the store is can also be it can also have the same concept to it as trading your time for. Well, why is you putting this in your body if this fruit right here is going to let you live longer, then why you don't apply that same concept to the food that you buy?
Mm-hmm.
You understand? Like, don't just apply it to trying to get out of the workforce. I just don't like the brainwashing part of it. Use it, but use it across the board.
Yeah.
Don't tell me need to be an entrepreneur and that don't fit me because now you got me thinking I'm less than. That's
No,
why
no,
every
yeah. I'm
you
not
know
saying less than at all, but I'm just saying me personally. I mean, like this
ego.
got nothing to do with Jonathan. This got nothing to do with Ricky, AJ, nothing. I'm just telling you.
Look,
Me personally,
I'm not saying
yeah. I'm just saying, me personally, you can't tell me that I'm worth $1,000 an hour. You can't tell me that.
right.
I don't believe you. You tell me that, I don't believe that. My time is worth more than that to me. No matter what you say in your mind, no matter what anybody in this world say, I don't believe you. I tell Rick every time Ricky asked me the same thing every time. DJ, how social bait doing? That's the first thing he asked me. I always tell him, Ricky, this just me, not you, Jonathan, not nobody else. just me. I say, Ricky, I never work an hourly job again because I see it. And I say this every time, right? And I'm not telling everybody to be an entrepreneur. I'm just saying because I don't want everybody to be an entrepreneur. I'm not saying that. None of that. I'm just saying me personally, I'm not ever putting no money on me again. Nobody putting a cap on me.
Mm-hmm.
Just me.
No,
Just,
That's
just,
I see where Jonathan
and
coming from.
I'm not saying nobody less than or nothing because I know a lot of people that's making way more money than me just working hourly job. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not saying
Yeah,
that at all.
yeah.
All I'm gonna
Because
say is whatever side you on, make sure y'all buying y'all getting y'all some real estate and some stocks and all that good stuff. That's all I'm gonna say. Go ahead,
Of course.
Rick.
but yeah, no, like because prime example, like when I started my company back up, uh, talking to some investors, and they're like, "Oh yeah, man, we like to see this and we like to see that." I was like, "Man, hell no, I ain't giving you my company for that. I'll just go back to work and then I'll bootstrap and I'll work like a normal worker and pay my own bills and hire my own employees that way, and then I'll go back and I'll run my business the same way the DJ did. So there's glory on both sides. You can be a worker like Jonathan referred to, and then you can also be a business owner at the end of the day where the sun sets, like Daniel was talking about. Uh, I could take them after this if you want me to. Cheers. But like, you know, it's just married life. But no, you just have to choose, man. Like, honestly, you just have to choose. And
Blooper.
at the end of the day, there's no right or wrong. It's just preference. But yeah, I definitely agree with both sides, because I'd be damned also if somebody gonna say, man, your company's only worth $1 million. Here's a $200,000 check. I give you that much of my company, and my company's worth way more than $1 million. So kiss my ass. And so yeah, it's just, man, whatever your preference is, but at the same time, as long as you believe it, that's all that matters.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah. I value both sides. So like,
Yeah.
whether I'm on the entrepreneur side of it, I know I gotta have somebody that's very intelligent, smarter than me in multiple areas, that need to come in and manage certain areas of this company. So like hey, I value both of them. Like everybody got a part to play.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
that brings us to the end of another great show. I want to thank everybody for tuning in to another episode of Coffee and Cigar Talk, and we out.